What's up, guys? I have another backpack to talk about, and it's this guy. It's the North Face Overhaul 40. It's a big bag meant for travel, meant for people with a lot of stuff to carry, and we'll dive into it. But first, hey, so this video real quick is sponsored by a podcast. The podcast is called More Travel in Life. And this podcast basically just interviews people who have somehow found a way to fill their life with travel, even though they might have responsibilities like kids, jobs, mortgages, lack of finances, whatever the case may be. This podcast interviews them, figures out how they did it and why they did it. And it's a fantastic podcast. Check it out, moretravelinlife.com, or subscribe on iTunes. I'm Kendrick Dish, founder of Shoot for Results and Kendrick Dish Creative. And on this channel, we talk about digital stuff, the things that we use day to day, computers, cameras, software, the accessories to go with it, the stuff we use to carry it. I particularly like bags, so I have a lot of bag videos, and we talk about technology and digital stuff. So if you're into that, subscribe, but I'm gonna dive into this bag and tell you all about the North Face Overhaul 40. It is, the 40 stands for 40 liters. It holds a lot of stuff. You can see how big it is from here. It holds, I've got it completely loaded out, and it is very, very full. A couple of the main things that stand out about it is that it's got a shoe pocket or a dirty clothes pocket or just a separation pocket here on the bottom. And that causes both some good issues and some bad issues. And so I kind of want to talk about that first. If you notice this bag, there's no way for it to stand, it doesn't stand up straight. And it's always going to fall to the front. And it's kind of the way it's designed. And for me, I don't like it at all. I don't like that part about it. It's almost pretty much a deal breaker right off the bat because it's so annoying for it to just constantly fall over like that. So if you set it down at the train station to get something out of your pocket or do whatever, it won't just kind of sit there, it just falls over. And that, you know, if it falls over in a puddle of mud or dirt or whatever, you just don't want that. So you kind of want it to kind of sit upright and kind of lean, at least have it lean up against something the other direction instead of having it fall forward. So for that, I take off a bunch of points. In this bag, I do have shoes in there. I've got a pair of men's, these are size 14s. So pretty big shoes. Keep that in mind as we figure out what all fits in here. But it is a pocket that basically goes, there's a fabric in here. And so it keeps it separate. So like, you know, maybe dirty clothes or shoes, it's a good place for your shoes. That's actually the reason that I bought this bag, is I go to the gym after work sometimes, and so I wanted a bag that worked well for that. You always got gym shoes. Sometimes they don't smell that good, and you don't want to stick them in there with the rest of your stuff. So that's why I got this bag. Without something in there, I think the problem is even worse. But let's shake it out a little bit and see if we can get that stuff to settle in a little better now that those shoes aren't in there. But it just doesn't help. It's the same problem. Now, some other cool things about this bag, besides the shoe pocket on the bottom, is the fact that the straps can tuck away. Now that is another reason that I like this. Sometimes I want to carry a bag streamlined, or I want to maybe even check it through the airport, and I don't want these straps getting caught on something. So North Face has built in the ability to tuck these straps away. It'll take me just a second to get this in there. It's not in there as well as it could be because I got a lot of stuff in here. It's probably better to tuck this away when the bag is empty, but you don't always have that choice. So let's just keep going. The idea behind this is that it streamlines everything so you can actually be quicker or be easier. So there's a handle on this side, so you can actually carry it with the straps kind of tucked away, and it makes it just quite a bit cleaner to get it through a check in the airport. Now, since it's 40 liters, it does work well as kind of a suitcase, so that you may want to do that more often than you think. The other time that you may want to use that is it's actually got a pass-through, so you can stick it over your luggage. You can sit it on top of your luggage and have the rolling luggage holder run through the back. So that's a pretty nice feature. That was one of the other main reasons that I got this bag, thinking that my other North Face bag, the Surge Transit, doesn't have that feature, and I was really disappointed. So I got this one to see if I liked it better. And if it didn't fall forward, maybe I would. Okay, so those features are pretty cool. And we'll get into some of the other stuff. The other big feature that this bag has is actually expandable. So you can actually see right now I've got it like expanded outward, and I got too much stuff in here to zip it up, but we'll get to that in a minute. One of the things you may notice about it is it's the shape. It's narrower at the bottom than it is at the top, and I kind of want it to be the opposite. I like a bag that's bigger at the bottom and goes up narrower at the top. So this is almost like an upside down version, and that's kind of the reason it falls over so much. So when you're wearing it, it feels kind of funny. It kind of looks a little funny too. So, okay, so what's it look like when you're wearing it? You can see it's kind of got this shape it's narrower at the bottom than it is at the top, and I like my bags to be the opposite, kind of bigger at the bottom than narrower at the top. But let's see how it looks when I put it on. I'm 6'3", and that's why I need a big bag. But it looks looks kind of funny, but it's not too bad. It wears pretty well when it's full. Oh, it's got what they call a flex vent, but I don't really know what that means, North Face's term there, but it's got like a piece of plastic here in the back to keep it more upright, or to keep it from being too floppy, and I like that about it. I actually had the Overhaul 40 version 1, and I upgraded to the version 2 because of that more firm plastic panel that's in here that helps keep the laptop safe, and also just it rides better. It's more comfortable. I got to get some of this big stuff out of here before it drives me crazy. So I want to show you how much fits into the interior of the bag. Okay, so right now it's packed out for travel. In a minute, I'll repack it for some school books, so that you guys who are asking me in the comments about does this fit school books, you'll know soon. Okay, so a little travel pillow, nice to have. Overnight kit of the toothpaste and stuff. And then I got a large size packing cube. This is about 3 or 4 days worth of clothes, depending. So with the shoes and this, you can go for a while. If you don't mind washing your clothes, you can go for at least a week in this bag. It's pretty convenient for that. But a large packing cube, a pillow, the supplies there. That's the major stuff out of here. There's a few more things in here. We'll get to that in a second. But I just had to empty out that to make this a little more manageable while I'm showing you guys the features. So moving to the outside, it's got 2 water bottle pockets, 1 on each side. This, you can see here, the iPhone, this is an iPhone X. It kind of just goes to the top of it. I wouldn't trust my phone in here by itself. It's just not tight enough, or it doesn't come up high enough. So I wouldn't put my phone in here normally. Just wanted to show you that size comparison. This water bottle is a 24-ounce water bottle. It's actually pretty big. It's pretty wide, but it fits in here pretty well. I have another water bottle here a 40-ounce water bottle, and I can get it in there, and it's an okay fit. I feel like it stretches a little bit much, and it would be a wear point on the bag if you used it this way for a long time. I feel like it would come loose at the seam here. Probably, it may not, but with a heavy water bottle, always kind of pulling on it, I feel like it's a weak point. So maybe those of you guys who have the big water bottles, it may not work too well for you. It's got a organizer pocket here in the front. I've got a lot of stuff in there. We'll just go into it super quick. Sunglasses, a battery charger for all the crap, little organizer full of wires, cables and whatnot. It's got a pocket here. Let's just do it this way. This is fleece lined, and I think this is for the iPad. So you put the iPad, smaller iPad. I think it would fit up to probably a 10-inch iPad. I don't know for sure since I don't have one to test with, but it's kind of a big pocket. It's got other zippers and little pockets and mesh pockets and pin holders, and a zipper pocket here for some other stuff you don't need to see very often. Anyway, pretty useful organization, and there's a little bit of depth to this, so you could fit, if you really needed to, you could fit your travel pillow in there and zip it back up. And it'll work. So that's that outside pocket. There is a quick access pocket here on the outside, and in there I keep my headphones and a charging cord, and you guys know I need the chapstick. And then it's fleece lined, so it can also hold different things that you may need. Got a little glasses screwdriver in there floating around in the bottom, but it's fleece lined. So quick access pocket there on the outside, and a lash point here that I think is more decorative than useful, but if you are the type of person who likes lash points, maybe that's for you. The overall look of the bag, the updated version is a little nicer than the previous one. They moved the logo over and they moved the name of the bag over. But in this particular one, this dark gray, it's black and dark gray. I think it looks really good. It's very subtle. It's kind of a canvasy with a nylon shell around here, and I think it looks pretty good. I wouldn't mind using this for business travel. Of course, I'm in a creative field, so my business travel may be a lot different than yours. Let's look at the laptop pocket, just so you can see. It's one of these that goes all the way down on both sides, and the idea being that you can send it through the airport conveyor belt security system like this, and you don't have to take the laptop out. But a lot of people say that doesn't work. TSA makes you take it out anyway. I have TSA pre-check, so I just don't have to take the laptop out anyway. So anyway, that's what it does. I got a 13-inch MacBook Pro in here. It fits really well. I think the 15-inch would fit really well. I don't know if this has quite enough room for the bigger size laptops, but it is suspended off the bottom a little bit, so you're not really gonna ever have your laptop hit the bottom if you drop the bag. It's suspended and padded at the bottom. So your laptop's pretty safe in here. Again, this is a fleece lined pocket. It's an upgrade from the version previous that had a neoprene pocket. So pretty good laptop protection, nothing on this side. The previous version had an iPad pocket here. This one does not. All right. So we're getting into it. You've seen all the junk that I pulled out of here. Definitely enough to get you by through for a weekend, at least, if not a week. I wouldn't mind traveling with this for a week. Now there's one more secret pocket that I want to show you guys, and that's this kind of hidden pocket here on the side. It's like it's kind of tucked in here where nobody's really going to see it. It's kind of up against your back, and unless people know it's there, they're not going to know they're not going to see it. So inside of there, it's the perfect kind of pocket for a passport. It's fleece lined and protected, and I don't have a passport in there, but field notes. So it just kind of keeps that protected, your travel documents, your safety, stuff like that, keeps it right up against your back and pretty hard to access. So that's that little pocket right there. It's pretty safe. The backpack also has the adjustable shoulder. I cannot remember what this is called. It's something about a load managing strap or something like that. Anyway, somebody in the comments let us know. A couple other things on the inside, on the main cabin section of this bag that I want to get into. So it actually has a little bit of organization on the inside of this as well. As you can see here, there is a pocket right here, and that's kind of perfect for magazines, books, notepads. I've got some, you know, you got to have your papers and a magazine. You got to have your magazines. But this is a nice pocket for just keeping your stuff separated in there. It also has two more pockets that you guys can kind of see here. Perfect for a notebook. It just slips in there and stays in place. And then another one right here that's meshy and a little stretchy. You can kind of see that. Perfect for notebooks if you like the journals or notepads or whatever. You can also put stuff like the battery in there. Fits in there perfectly. And there's a pocket on the inside of here as well that is kind of perfect for the, I'm knocking stuff off. Perfect for the iPad, of the MacBook Pro charger. It's pretty easy access. It's a mesh pocket here that has a little bit of depth, and it works perfectly for this kind of stuff, kind of up at the top. Since it's kind of up at the top, it's one quick zip, get in there, get your charger, and zip it back up. And that works pretty well for that. I put sunglasses in there too. So that's kind of the travel version of this bag. Now I'm gonna make all this disappear and I'm gonna reload it with some school book type stuff, college materials, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got it reloaded with more of like a college textbook and notebooks and stuff like that, just so you guys can kind of see how much stuff fits in here from a college book perspective. Right now, I do not have it expanded. This is the slimmer version of the bag, and it's not expanded. If I expand it, you can see it gets quite a bit bigger, a little more room. But if you don't need it expanded, it works better. I think it's more, the weight is closer to your back, and I think that works better. So only expand it if you need it expanded. So I still had a laptop in here, same laptop. I reloaded the tech stuff, so the cables and the iPad and stuff like that, because college kids need those too, and high school students. Water bottles back in there, but the main pocket is where we've got all of our stuff. So I want to show you how much stuff fits in there with the non-expanded. Okay, so let's get this kind of folded down. You can see the charger in there. You can see I've got essentially what are textbooks and notebooks. Let's pull some of this out. A notebook there, a notebook here, a full size notepad, a 3-ring binder, and 2 ginormous textbooks. These things are, oops, I screwed it up. These things are giant and super heavy. And I got 2 of them in there. Hopefully you're not carrying around textbooks that are this big, but I know some people have to. Medical students, I'm talking to you. Pharmacy students, chemical engineering students, so you guys have to carry all these books. This is all kind of what fits in there pretty easily. There was probably a little more room for 1 or 2 more notebooks, but you don't want to carry that much more heavy stuff in there. And if you had to, you could do the expansion, or you could fill some of these other pockets up with some notebooks and stuff. Like I said, there's other room in here. But that's kind of a lot of what I can say about the North Face Overhaul 40. I don't think I'm gonna end up keeping it. I don't think it meets my needs as well as I need it to because it flops over, and that's kind of the main reason. It flops over, and that's just not the bag for me. So I thought I would do this review for you guys who are on the fence about buying it. It's got the North Face warranty, which is lifetime guaranteed. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. I don't have that information here. I'm just going off of memory. But I think that means if the zippers go bad, you just send it back to North Face and they'll fix it. Other than that, hit me with questions in the comments. I'll do my best to answer for you. I hope I've done a good job of kind of showing you how big it is and how much stuff it can hold and the organization principles at play here. If you like this kind of stuff, I've got other bag videos. You can check my channel for links. I would appreciate it if you just give this thing a thumbs up. You leave some comments. What kind of bags do you guys like to carry? I want to know. I want to check those bags out. I like those bags. I'm always on the lookout for the perfect bag. Kind of what I've learned is that there's not a perfect bag. There's just the right bag for the right day, depending on what you're doing. So for travel, this might be for you. For school books, this might be for you. For going to the gym, because it's got this pocket thing, the shoe pocket, it might be for you. Let me know. Say hi in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll catch you on the next one.